Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another edition of News You Can Use. I'm your host, Thera Martin, and I am so excited about today's program. We are dedicating the whole show, I'm talking about the whole show, to shining the spotlight on a conversation about menopause. I have Dr. Deborah Roebuck is going to join me in this conversation. She's the one with all the knowledge. I got a little bit of experience. I know a little something about menopause and all that and hot flashes, but she has the medical knowledge to back us up. And so we'll start that conversation in a moment. Stay with us right here on News You Can Use. Be here, Thera Martin, with you on this edition of News You Can Use.
Very much good to have you.
Wow.
Good to see you.
It is good to see you, but you didn't say that. You said you can use Rebooted. I'm Thera Martin, and I am glad to be back at LaSalle TV. Hello, everybody. We've got a lot of ground to cover in this next 28 minutes, and I'm excited about it. Dr. Deborah Roebuck, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
I have to give credit where credit is due. Robin Shine Maddox is how I first became aware of you at her She Shines conference that she does annually up at the New Covenant Church on Germantown Avenue. So that's the first time I saw you and heard you, and I said, ooh, this lady. And then I don't know how I let you get away from me, but Andrea Lawful Saunders also has spotlighted you any number of times on her wonderful show when she was on the air at Word. And I'm just happy to have you with us today on News You Can Use, talking about menopause. People call you the Menopause Whisperer.
Absolutely. I'm going to be honest with you. My sister named me that. And I said, Menopause Whisperer? But we're not supposed to whisper about menopause. We should be shouting it out to people. She said, that's just a name. But I want you to advocate for women around menopause. I want you to share the information. And that's why I have this wonderful opportunity to be here, because this is Menopause Awareness Month. Not just in Philadelphia, not United States, but throughout the world. And that's what's so important. We need to know about menopause.
Well, thank God for you, because I never knew before just recently that the month of October was also known as Menopause Awareness Month. I know it as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know there's some other illnesses that are attached to the month of October as well. But menopause awareness, you taught me about that.
Yeah, well, let me just say the specific day is October the 18th. But overall, the whole purpose of this month is awareness. You know, I talked to women, they said, I want menopause to be normalized. I want people to understand what it is and not think of it as a negative thing, but as a different transition in this point of life. And the thing that I always say to people, you know, a lot of times when you think about menopause, you think you're one and done. Menopause meaning no more periods. But I say, wait a minute, you take almost some people up to 10 years to go through the transition to get to that point of no more periods. And then you're still menopausal, you just postmenopausal.
Yes. We're talking with Dr. Deborah Roebuck, and we're so glad to have her with us today on News You Can Use, talking about menopause. So it is Menopause Awareness Month, and we want women to know everything that they can about it. Are there certain signs that you're coming into menopause, or do you only come into menopause when you have a hysterectomy?
Okay, let's just talk about the essence of menopause. When a baby girl is born, she has all these eggs, and once she gets to the point you call puberty, she starts growing these eggs, but along with growing the eggs that she has inside, estrogen, progesterone, the two very important hormones, and then all of a sudden she starts her period. It's the same thing with menopause, but it's going backwards. Now the eggs aren't being released as frequently. The hormones are not as prevalent. And let me tell you, the first thing people say, you know what, my period is not like it used to. I used to could tell you when I had my period. Now it could be irregular, or it could be the frequency, or it could be, oh, I have a lot of bleeding, or I have a little bit of bleeding, but something has changed in the nature of your menstrual flow.
And what about those mood swings that I used to know about every month? Boy, I could be a tigress, and my kids would be like, uh-oh.
Well, let me just say this to you. Estrogen and progesterone also influence how your emotions are. Think of women, I said, well, wait a minute, what about when you have PMS? girl, I'm start getting irritated. I said, menopause is like PMS on steroids because now the hormones are going up and down and you don't have that even flow. And so therefore, you could have irritability, you can have moodiness, you can have depression. Everybody is tailored a little bit different, and they're like, I don't have the control that I used to have. And that's almost feeling like I'm not in control of myself. What do I do? And I talk to women about, first of all, see about lifestyle changes. Let's be honest. Somebody get on your nerves. What do you do? Well, first of all, a lot of us count to 10. Okay, let me count to 10. Take a long, deep breath.
Yeah.
Be mindful of the situation. And I hate to say it, but when I grew up, a lot of times when you say things, you can't take it back. If you keep that in mind, but if you get to the point with these shifts in your moods, you need to go and seek professional help. That's just clear. And don't be ashamed of that.
So mental health sometimes does go hand in hand with things like menopause.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, a lot of times when people talk about mental health issues, they also talk about, you know, the change in chemistry in your body. So that's why I tell people, especially if you're having problems with depression, it's no sense being depressed and can't get out of that. You need to go to a healthcare provider that can give you help. It might be talk therapy, they might talk about yoga or relaxation, or they might have to medicate you.
Yes. Okay, well, I know that you have a 31-day menopause guide. Is this something that you do every month, or is this specific just to the month of October, because October is Menopause Awareness Month?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, thank you so much for opening this guide. And let me tell you, I just thought to myself, what can I do? And I just designed it just for this month. Come up with every day something new. But I don't know, I might change it a little bit different. I have a YouTube channel, and I was thinking about, well, you know, I have over 25 or 30 something videos that touch on these various topics. Maybe I should send people to those. I don't know. It depends on what people write back to me and say what they need.
Yes. So now, for people to be engaged with you, for people to sign up to be a part of the 31-day Menopause Guide and all the other information that you share, the website, or how do they plug in?
Go on the website, and on the website you'll see, sign up for Menopause News. I do newsletters, I do different YouTube, I have courses and what have you. Just sign up, and automatically I'll send that out to you.
Okay. What else would you want women to know about menopause that is so critical, that is so important? Well, they're not in it alone.
Right,
You're not the only one.
That's right.
Well, so when I start going like this, and I look around, other women be like,
well, you know, it's a lot of different things I want women to know. But first of all, do not feel as though I have no control. See, it's terrible to feel as though I'm just going to let this happen to me. No, you're not going to just let this happen. Because first of all, you're going to determine what is happening to you. A lot of times people just let all these signs and symptoms go by them. But once you're able to know what are your triggers, what is the frequency, what has helped and what hasn't helped, the more information you know about your health, is the way you can look at ways to manage your health, or provide the information for your healthcare provider to direct you into the right direction as far as handling maybe signs, symptoms, issues, concerns.
So do you do women's circle chats? I know you do things like She Shines conference, and I'm sure there's other conferences that you sign up for as well, where you share your wisdom and knowledge with women. So people can see you in that kind of a venue as well.
Well, let me tell you what I like to do at the very beginning of the year. I like to set people off on the right angle. And so I've done boot camps, 3-day boot camps, and I've done them online, but I would love to do them in person. To be able to say, because let me tell you, when I do these boot camps, all the different women are talking and they're sharing information. I want them to build their own network. Hey, I'm going to talk to A, B, and C because she's going through this. What happened for this person might help me. And I think we should not be going through this alone. If I was to say anything, do not feel like you are by yourself.
Well, one of the things about having hot flashes or private summers, as
Okay,
some
I
of the
like
ladies
that.
like to say, particularly earlier on when I first started having hot flashes, when I first came into menopause, I was kind of embarrassed about it. Like, I didn't want people to see me doing, I mean, because I could get furious with the
Right,
fan like
right,
this,
right.
and I would try to do one of these numbers and, in church trying to fan from down there. Come on, you
Right,
need that
right.
fan. But then there comes a point when just you can't hide from it. It's something natural that happens for a lot of women, and you just have to, fan yourself if you need to.
Well, years ago, I went to see Lena Horne
Yes.
in Washington, D.C.
Lena.
And she says, I don't sweat, I glow.
Like a diva, spoken like a real diva.
So I would say to women, if you have to fan yourself,
Yes.
get the most fabulous fan that
Yes.
you've ever
Yes.
seen.
Done that.
And do it in a way that you can feel like, okay, I'm not in a bad situation.
Yes.
I'm just
Yes.
glowing.
Yes.
See, the mindset is all how you deal with that. Other thing is I tell women, okay, especially if you're in church, okay, you got a hat on. You know if you have a hat on, that's going to contain all that heat.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you might not want to put on a big hat or something else. Or dress in layers.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I got the jacket on. Let me take this
Yeah.
off, or let me do this. Natural fibers.
Yes.
Don't go with synthetics because the fabric doesn't breathe.
Sweater type clothes, I just can't. Even I think about putting a sweater on, I just get hot. Like, I can't do it.
Absolutely.
In the dead of winter, I can't do it.
Well, even like I tell people, silk. That's natural. That will breathe in and out.
Yes.
Even when you're sleeping at night, they have various sleepwear that now cools you off.
Yeah, yeah.
Or bamboo that has a way to be able to circulate you so you won't be. So
Interesting.
let me tell you something. Menopause is starting to be profitable. All these products they never had out there, and
They
now-
got everything now.
They got everything.
All right, we're going to keep talking with Dr. Deborah Roebuck when we come back from this break, and we are talking about menopause. It's a serious subject. We also want to touch on breast cancer because this program is recorded during Breast Cancer Awareness Month and Menopause Awareness Month, the month of October. These pink flowers I have on the set, they're for a purpose to remember all of those who lost their lives to breast cancer. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Did you know that listening to music, enjoying art, or simply holding hands can boost your cognition? Like me, you want to maintain brain health for as long as possible. I'm Kevin Jameson, President of the Dementia Society of America. Please request our free guide filled with 10 building blocks to better brain health, care planning, and facts about dementia. Visit our website at 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call us at 1-800-DEMENTIA. You want to live life to the fullest, and our free guide can help.
Making just one connection during recovery from mental and substance use disorders can put the strength of family and community behind you. We're all connected, offering encouragement, support, and hope. Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families and communities.
I drive 65,000 miles each year in my bus. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. You don't want to be in the blind spot of a 40,000-pound bus when I have less than a second to react. I do what I can by changing lanes and taking turns slowly. It really helps when people look out for me too. Give me room to operate safely. It's our roads, it's our safety.
And news you can use continues right now. We dedicated the whole program today to talk about menopause. The month of October is two things that I want to point out. It's Menopause Awareness Month. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's some other things in the month of October that October is known for too, but we're focusing on those two. And I've got the Menopause Whisperer with me, Dr. Deborah Roebuck. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate this opportunity.
Yes, I appreciate you and the knowledge that you have and that you share it. You want to share it with everybody. And I got to give props to your church because I know your church. My daughter was baptized at your church, Christian Stronghold Baptist Church in West Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yes, where Pastor Willie Richardson was the senior pastor for so many years.
Absolutely.
And now, has he retired?
He has retired.
Okay, God
so
bless
now
him.
our senior pastor is Christopher Bell.
All right, we're wishing him well, and we thank your church for sharing you with everybody that you share with, and so that is a good thing. So you're an expert on menopause, and you are the Menopause Whisperer, and you do all kinds of programming and information around that. Do you see patients?
No, I don't see patients, but I've been talking more and more to clinical providers. They don't have the time to have these kind of conversations. So my hope is that sometime they will refer people to me.
Yes.
Like I do one-on-one. One of my clients, I mean, she not only had hot flashes and what have you, but she also had breast cancer. And so I took at least 8 weeks sitting down and really talking through each one of those issues. Now, my background, I have my doctorate in nursing. I have been a nurse for more than 40 years now, and women and children's health. And as nurses, we are trained to educate and teach and prepare. And so those are the types of things I do also.
And that's how you come across like a school teacher. When I'm having a flashback seeing you on the stage at the New Covenant Church, and it was like I was in a class, but it was a warm, friendly, fuzzy kind of class.
Oh, listen, and those women were fantastic. And the thing that was very exciting to me is the fact that I had many older women come up to me and said, "Girl, you spoke to my heart.
Yes.
I thought I was no longer valuable to people." And I'm talking about women who are 70 and 80 and maybe even 90 years old. And I'm excited. I'm getting ready to have my 70th birthday in January. And I said, it's a blessing to live at this point. And that's what I tell women about menopause, postmenopause. The incidence of breast cancer heightens as you get older. And I talk to them, and what are you doing? Are you still going to your GYN or a GYN provider? No, I'm not doing any of those things. My question is, don't you want to live longer? Think of this. If you stop your period at 50, people are living up to 100. You got 50 more years. So why not value your health now so that you can share your wisdom and your grace to many others? Take care of this temple, this body that you've been given.
Yes. Now, we want to talk about breast cancer awareness for a few minutes, too. And I think you wanted to give some encouragement to women maybe who've never had a mammogram before, or maybe have had some but don't do it regularly, and what they should be doing. After you get a certain age, we have to check. We have to check. And not only women, men, too.
Absolutely. Well, let me just say to you, I say to women, okay, this is breast cancer awareness. When's the last time you had your mammogram? That's the response. They just like, I can't remember.
No.
And I said, you should have a certain time of the year that you get your mammogram.
Yes.
My month is September, October.
Me too.
And because I usually stay right directly, I know I'm supposed to do this, I went and had a regular mammogram. I had no history, family history of breast cancer. And then they said, oh, Mrs. Roebuck, we think we need to do some extra tests. I said, extra tests? I'm getting ready to go home. No. So they did the mammogram. And then they did the ultrasound, and they said, can you come and sit and have a conversation? I said, what do y'all want to talk to me about? And they said, we see something. Now, you make a choice. You don't have to, but we see a little change. And that's the important thing. If they have a history of you coming along, they know when a change has occurred. I said, okay. Well, they told me I have an invasive ductal cancer, breast cancer. And I said, oh my goodness. Now, I'm gonna tell you, that was back in 2016. I had one of my breasts removed. I've done everything they're supposed to do. And just over the last several months, I said, I have to get my mammogram, but I'm gonna talk to them about the fact that not the breast that was not affected, but the breast that had the removal. I'm having some issues. Well, this morning, I went there and I said to the young lady, I feel some pain, but I don't know what it is. And she said, tell me about it. I said, really, I feel it here, but you know what? Right here, it was nagging. They said, Miss Roebuck, can you come and sit down and talk to me in the room? I knew then, but let me tell you what was important. My sister came with me. She's the same person who'd been with me before. And they said, oh, we looked at one lymph node. And I'm gonna tell you something, when I was telling them this, they said, oh, you don't have to go to the doctor. And I said, no, I need to go so I can know. And they said, but you know what, we see something underneath there, and we want to go ahead and do a biopsy. And I said, okay, next Monday, I'm scheduled. Now, I'm believing God that it's gonna be all right.
Yes.
But I will not let my fear stop me
from getting it checked out.
Absolutely.
That's
And I'm gonna tell you there, you don't know how many women call me on the phone and said, Deborah, I don't wanna go. I said, I'll go with you. Deborah, I don't think it's nothing. And I said, you asked the question anyway. And I hate to say this, but the women that I have spoke to called me later and said, Deborah, thank you.
I bet.
Because they felt as though, I'm not going to pay it any attention.
No.
You are too valued. If something doesn't feel right to you, who knows your body better than you?
Yes.
You can't expect them to prophesy over your body because they don't know you. See you for 10 minutes. And today, for myself, I said, this is the area, but I feel something here. The area where I thought it was a radiating pain. But where I told them where I originally felt it at, that's where they saw something. And I'm thankful.
Early detection.
Early detection. The earlier they diagnose something, the better they are able to handle that and get you right back to the level of wellness.
Okay. So which hospital are you dealing with?
University of Penn.
University of Penn.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
That's where I go.
One of our top hospitals in the city of Philadelphia.
And let me tell you, and the young lady who took care of me, I was saying, I thought she looked so young, and here she was the MD, a breast radiologist.
Yes.
And I said to her, you gonna do this? She said, well, no, it's gonna be other people with us. I said, you tell the scheduler to schedule me the day that you will be here.
Yes.
And you know why I did that? Because she's the one, when she first did it, she says, I'm gonna talk to somebody else. I knew right then and there, this lady is not gonna let me go. She's gonna give me the highest quality, and she listened.
Yes.
And that's how you make a decision.
Yes, and that is so very important indeed. We've got the menopause whisperer with us today, Dr. Deborah Roebuck. And so we're talking about menopause, but we also wanted to slip in a little bit more information about breast cancer awareness. Both of them are so very important, and both are observed in the month of October. And so we're just thankful to have you to share this information. For men and breast cancer, you don't hear a lot of conversation about men and breast cancer, and you don't hear a lot about men getting breast cancer, but some do.
Absolutely.
So does that mean they should be doing breast checks?
Listen, if something is not, you feel a lump or you see something, whatever, palpate it, but also be your partner. They'll say, well, something's not feeling at heed what you're seeing.
Yes.
Even though it might seem abnormal, go to the doctor. Say, look, I feel this and this and this.
Yes.
Because yes, men can get breast cancer.
Okay, that's so very important. So now we have, your website was up on the screen,
Oh, okay,
but we
good.
want to put it up again. I want you to say it out loud so that people will know how to connect with Dr. Deborah Roebuck, the Menopause Whisperer.
Well, my website is goingthroughthechange.com, and through is THRU. And just go on, it'll say, you want more information about menopause? Do you want to set up an appointment with me? I have people say, I want to sit and talk to you. I talk to them over the phone, and they're like, thank you. And that's what I do.
All right, that's what's up. Thank you so much for being my guest today. We appreciate you, Doctor. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you. And for those of you who want to know more, you got to keep checking her out. You can check her out on LaSalle TV. And Dr. Deborah Roebuck is going to be back with me on WURD. She's going to be a guest on WWDB with me as well. We want to spread the word. This is the kind of information I don't want to just keep to myself. I want everybody to know about it, particularly you women with menopause. Let me tell you, going through the change in life, I know about it. I'm still going through it. And we want you to be educated and informed as well. As we close out on this edition of News You Can Use, I want to encourage you. I want to beg you to please vote. Vote like your life depends on it. The next election is a presidential election, Tuesday, November the 5th. You can vote in advance by mail. You have up until October the 29th. That's the deadline to turn in those vote by mail ballots, or you can vote in person on Election Day, Tuesday, November the 5th. The polls open at 7 a.m. They remain open until 8 p.m. Vote like your life depends on it, because guess what? It really does. I thank you for joining me again, and keep your dial locked at LaSalle TV. More great programming coming your way.